Welcome to the Unrivaled Man podcast. Today we are going deeper into what an unrivaled man is and why you must become that man in the most important parts of your life. Unrivaled means no competition, right? So when you're thinking about your key 3 roles in life, which are as a husband, father, and business leader, you are seeking a place where you are not in competition. Being in constant comparison of others in those same roles is not healthy. I'm telling you, most men love competition and winning. I love competition and winning. And I always want to win. When there's a competition, I want to win. So when I think of myself as a husband, father, business leader, right? I think I want to be the best husband there is. I want to be the best father possible for my children. I want to be the best business leader there is. I want to lead my people well. I want them to love working for me. And I want to kill it financially in the business. So I want to win. But I'm telling you, comparing yourself in a competition that cannot be won is foolish. That is not the right place to put your focus. That is why you must become an unrivaled man. That's Theodore Roosevelt. He says, comparison is the thief of joy. And I can tell you that is true. I have seen that in my life, and it has stolen joy from me many times in my life. And I continue to fight against that every day as I look at others and what they may have accomplished or what they may be doing. And I look at them often in an unhealthy way, as if I'm in competition with them, when I'm not. I'm not in competition with them. I am trying to be better myself in the places that matter, right? I got to focus inward on myself, and I got to work on the connections with the people in my life above all else. That's it. That's what will help take me to the next level, not in the comparison with others in a similar role. So let me tell you about a time when I was focused on competing with others more than just trying to improve myself, right? I was trying to be like them in ways that weren't healthy. At work, I was trying to succeed, right? I wanted to kill it. We were doing well at the time, and employees were doing well generally, and things were going okay. I wanted them to be exceptional. I wanted to absolutely kill it. And so I was working extra hours. And this wasn't just like a short-term thing. That was the intention, right? It all started out saying, well, in the short term, I'm going to do all of these different things. I'm going to work 12, 14 plus hour days, all in an effort so that someday in the future, things will be running just perfectly, super smooth, to a point where I could start taking some more time off of work, get home at a better time, be home for dinner every day, coach my kids' teams, all of those kind of things that I wanted to do. I was going to put in all the time right now so that someday I could do those things. And I'm telling you, it didn't work. It kept sucking me in deeper and deeper to the point where I was spending more and more time and getting less and less out. Right? Kind of that law of diminishing returns where I was spending more and more time, but not getting much value out. Like I said, on the podcast, we've talked about this. You need to do what must be done. And so sometimes it does take a lot of time. You do have to put in those extra hours, that extra effort to make things happen in your role at work. But the problem is when that becomes the norm, there is the problem. And we get sucked in to those things. So this was happening to me at that time. I was getting sucked in and it wasn't helping me. I wasn't getting much better, but I didn't feel like I could go home any earlier or do any of those things because that was going to make me actually perform less, right? Or more poorly than I was already. And so I couldn't do that in my mind. And until I got kind of a wake-up call. And so this was a night, just a random night, weeknight, where I had been working late, and I had missed dinner with the family, and my wife was putting down some of the little kids and to go to bed that night. And I didn't hear about this till later. My wife told me this. She said that our little boy was praying, and he said something to this effect. He said, "Heavenly Father, please help my dad to get his work done so that he can come home and be with us." Pretty simple. But my wife told me about this. It cut me straight to the core. It let me realize that I had taken it too far. For too long. I needed to shift some major things in my life. And I believe that all of us have many wake-up calls like this, and they all kind of culminate. And they change something, right? This was one of many that I've had throughout my life that have helped me change something and improve something in my life. And at this time, I made the decision I needed to be home in the evening. I needed to change that thing. And so I stopped working late so often, and I started making a bigger effort to be home. Make sure I saw my kids each night before they went to bed. Made sure I was home for dinner. Something so simple, but it made all the difference in the world. And I found that I wasn't not getting things done that I would have done later. I wasn't getting much done when I was working late. So I was able to be much more effective with my time. And over time, I did get even better with that. But I'm telling you, I had to keep asking myself, how long would I keep making the same mistakes at work that would keep me from that success I wanted as a leader? And then those mistakes that I was making there, how long was I going to let those impact my ability to be a great father and be a great husband? I'm telling you, it was a major distraction from what I wanted most. And distraction is a very powerful thing. It keeps us from gaining clarity, and really helps us. It really keeps us from getting to that all-important action step that will drive us forward toward the momentum that we want. But we have to have the clarity first. We have to have the desire to change. We have to gain clarity. And then we need to act and change something. And we know what that something is very often. And if we don't, that's where we need to be humble enough to get that desire to discover our blind spots. Tom Kite, World Hall of Fame golfer, said this. He says, "You can always find a distraction if you are looking for one." And I'm telling you, distractions are everywhere. There are the obvious ones, right? Like your cell phone, social media, TV. And there are other ones that are in our heads, stories we tell ourselves that aren't right, that are distracting us and taking us away from our greatest impact and our greatest roles. Distractions stop our progress. We talk about getting momentum in life. Distractions stop our momentum. They stop our progress, and they keep us from thinking, and they keep us from connecting with those around us. Right? The connections with our employees at work are what make things go. It's what makes us successful. Connection with our wives, connection with our children. These are the things that help us see them as people, understand them better, know what we need to do to be better in each of our key 3 roles in our lives. And these distractions are anything that takes our attention away from who we want to be and from who we care about most. They stop us from getting that momentum, and they stop us from seeing our blind spots. So that momentum we're talking about, right? That is the thing that lets us feel fulfilled. It's the thing that helps us hit our real goals and helps us exceed even our own thoughts of what was possible. Because the momentum begins to push us and we just feel like life is good, life is right. It doesn't mean that things aren't hard. It doesn't mean that we don't have to overcome challenges. It just means that it feels right. We know that we're connecting with people in the right way. We know that we're finding our blind spots and eliminating them little by little each day. But it only comes when we see our own situation clearly of where we want to go, and also the people in our lives and connect with them. So the goal for this podcast is to help you discover your blind spots as a husband, your blind spots as a father, and your blind spots as a business leader, right? So that you can learn about them, learn what they are, and then begin to implement the things you learn that will help you eliminate the blind spots and upgrade your identity, help you take it to the next level. And this is a journey that we are all on together, right? It will take work. It will. But I'm telling you, it is worth it. And it is imperative that we do this, especially with the world in its current state, right? Let me help you navigate in this world where support for a traditional family of husband, wife, and children is decreasing. Turns out that the same tools that you need to be a great husband and father are the foundation for your incredible success as a businessman. I'm telling you, I will help you with both. That's why we're here. The world would like to minimize your impact as a man, as a husband, as a father, and as a business leader. So do not shrink to the side. Define the man you desire to become and then get clarity and act. One way you can do that right now is by going to unrivaledman.com. And there I want to share more with you about my Unrivaled Momentum framework. I have a short quick start training that I've created for you. It will help you discover some of your blind spots today and give you some tools to begin eliminating them now. Let's do this. Let's do it together. Thanks for joining me today. Now it is up to you to be the unrivaled man in your life.